Challenge. Now, this is a game show where you not only get a chance to win these beautiful prizes, but also this $45,000 Lincoln Mark 8.
Which television game has 10 players?
And it shows you one half of the question.
For teams that know
The answer is...
Hello, guy. How we doing? What is up, my friend? How are things going in Apex World? Or I should say in Vegas World. Is there such a thing as Vegas World? I could see it. It'd be like the world's most expensive amusement park. And my alerts are not working. Damn it! I don't know why my alerts are not working. It's driving me nuts. It's like the one thing that is constantly broke. Ooh, I know what I forgot to do. Damn it. You always realize you forget something right after the fact, don't you? It's like, alright, I got this caught up, got this caught up, got this caught up. I'm ready. You start the stream. Oops, I forgot something and I can't fix it while I'm live. It cannot be fixed live, because then it would give it away. Plus, I think there's a kind of a cheat that nobody's ever figured out how to use yet. I think I got to make like so many D-Live fake commands to sneak a real one in there. All right, come on, camera, turn on. Camera didn't want to turn on. Why did the camera not want to turn on? Hello, Red. How are we doing? There we go. I gotta fix that. Oops, that's 2 fixes. I found 2. By the time we're done, we'll probably beat your 9 guy. I found 2 bugs. How is everybody doing out there? Hope everybody is having a very, very, very good Monday. And yes, boys and girls, it felt like Monday. Nah, I thought about doing just Alex Trebot, but because at some point I'm going to add the Bob Barker one and the Bill Cullen one for a few other things. And I don't think a lot of people would catch on to Trebot. I gave that serious consideration when I was redoing it. And it was one of those where I gotta give one of my icons full credit. Like total like you deserve it credit sort of thing. I gotta fix the. I thought I had fixed that. Damn it. I thought I had fixed. Let me go look real quick. I thought I had fixed something, but apparently I did not. I have to fix my chat window. Why is my chat window so short? No, it is 15 seconds. Okay. I don't think their 15 seconds means the same thing my 15 seconds means. I don't think it does. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, guy. I noticed, and it's like I couldn't say anything during the intro. In case you guys, I don't say anything when the intro music is coming up. 15 Canadian seconds. Yeah, that's what it is. It's 15 Canadian seconds. But I did manage to get the D-Live chat and the Restream chat on the same window. But yeah, it's like I'm mad now because my alert didn't go off for that. And I'm like, I swear it's the one thing. It's like, I will get it working. I will close the software. And then it will go, and it will die. But yeah, dude, you know you're getting most of it, like 90% of that back. You know you are. But yeah, like I said, for some reason my alerts are not working, and I'm not happy about it. I'm just thrilled. It's like I finally got Tidy Labs to work. I got Alex Trebek bot on both sides now. I was going to rename the one on the D-Live side to my favorite British game show host. But I don't think anybody knows who Nick Knowles is. Oh, dude, it was like... Nobody's going to believe me when I say this, but I intentionally blew the Metropolis question just just so they could see how the swap worked. And like I said, I was dying in laughter because you did the high low, and it's like I had a feeling it was the queen and the king, but I'm like, I could almost see him saying, "I'm gonna give you one, and I'm gonna make you think I got the other one." Because I remember the joke, we were joking about that. It was like, um, somebody's like, "There's no way." I can't remember. I think it was it was in chat. Extra, was it extra? Or no, it was drink. Was it? Oh God, who was it? Might have been B. Might have been B. And he's like, "There's no way. There's no way." And I'm sitting back here saying, "You guys have never seen my game at all, where it's like you will swear it's a winning hit, and something will go wrong. You will swear it's a winning hit, and something will blow up." But now you got me. Now you got me thinking. I got to get my card sharks game done. I got to get card sharks and catch 21. Those are two that have been on my yes, Miss Fallon. Sari solved the 4-letter word yesterday or Saturday. So we got a brand new 4-letter word for you. But yeah, I was cracking up, man. You saw me on camera. It's like the moment you threw the queen, and I'm sitting here like, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. It's like, I got to play the odds, but I knew that was either the king or the ace. I knew it was. It was Rani, R-A-N-I, the wife of Raja. So it was R-A-N-A for the last one, Mrs. Fallon. But now we're back to this just being a vault shot for now. A bonnet. All right, guys. I would like to welcome each and every one of you that are here to the original game show streaming network. I want to make I'm going to find all the good ones, and I'm going to make a circle of like trivia-ites. Even the one that he kind of ticks me off a lot. So that would be me, Guy, Honey Hustler, Richie Munster, the Horde quit, which is a shame because I love that machine. And I found out somebody's making or has made a Unity type trivia one that will work with the chat. I want to get with them and see if I can steal it. And then if I can steal it, it's going to go somewhere. I don't know where yet. It's going to go somewhere. It may replace this. It may replace that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because they do have one, but the problem is like the way they got it set up is like it needs the full screen rather than just like the corner. And I'm working on, I'm talking to the guys at the Quiz Kit because I'm begging them for one thing before I use theirs. They do not have an import function. They do not have an entire import function. Oh, I know what I was going to laugh about, Guy. It was, you were doing the blackjack one. That's the other one that had me cracking up. All right? And you put 14 on Ash. Hello, Aaron. How you doing? So you had put 14 on Ash, and you had the 3, or no, it was a 16 on Ash, and you had 13. I want to say 13, and you had him draw, and I'm like, I thought we were playing by Vegas rules. I thought we were playing by Vegas rules, where the dealer has to take until they either hit 17 or bust. I was sitting there like, I know my casino rules. I got to shut up. But yeah, man, like I said, don't worry about the high-low thing. It was all part of the fun. And like I said, I knew the first question was the Smallville one, but I had to play it, so I was going to use up the swap. I had to. I don't know why. It was just because I'd gone with the deity label, and I could not resist intentionally blowing or semi-blowing the first question just to see what the chat had said. And they were pissed. They're like, "You're kidding me!" Yada 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 yada. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to keep a straight face. I was trying to keep a straight face and I couldn't do it. But I do have a favor I might ask of you later. I've got like my own Discord cam set up for the phone thing. What are you using to do the stream? Are you using Slobs? Or are you using OBS or XSplit, guy? And you guys have to bear with me a minute because this is a little technical stuff. It's something I've been working on. And I only worked on it with Twisted one night. And I need to know how you got the window clipped. That's what I'm curious about. Is how did you get the window clip done? Because I think that's the thing I've been having problems with it. Because you can't use Skype. For those of you guys that don't know, Skype does not like to play with OBS, Slobs, or XSplit. It's like, nope, can't use it. Alright. So yeah, if you can let me know, because I'm curious to know what you used for that. Because like I said, mine's in there, but you guys can't see it because I don't usually get on Discord while I'm streaming because I've had too many idiots like show up on there than I should. So I do have to add the 4-letter word command to the DLive side. And I'm checking something. Hold on. One more quick check on the DLive chat. Alright, so it is working. I want to see if it's a full 15 seconds is what I want to see. If it's not 15 seconds, I'm going to be ticked. Or I'm going to go yell at Tiny Labs and say, what the hell is wrong with you guys? No, you're right. You're right, Red. It's 15 Canadian seconds. It's 15 Canadian seconds. Alright, guys. But, like I started to say before I got myself sidetracked on technicalities and technical issues and work things like that, welcome to the original game show trivia stream that started back in the playroom. And for those of you guys who don't remember, that was a nightmare because it was basically I couldn't see the screen. I literally had to watch the big screen that I was streaming to make sure I was hitting the right buttons. Then we jumped, and that was with Ustream. Then we went over to YouTube, where we kind of got accused of being a scam artist. Hell no. And then we ended up on Twitter, and then Restream, and then we made our way over to DLive and everywhere else in the world that we can get our hand, I don't want to say grimy. Grubby? Is that the word I want? Grubby little hands in? I want to have, like, every streaming service available. Just for us. That's what I want. Yeah, see, I'm not one of these one service type of guys. I'm like, I want to get my name out in the world. Yes, they actually finished the last one yesterday, Red. I actually finished the last one yesterday. I actually somehow did not touch one Saturday or Sunday. Don't ask me how I did it. Or all day Saturday. I kept grabbing it and I put it away. I grab it and I put it away. And it was like yesterday I just needed the energy and I'm like, I gotta have the coffee. I gotta have the last one. So it went 16, let's see. It got here last Monday. No, Tuesday. So it survived 6 days. It survived 6 days. And that's without Bubbles getting any of them. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're going to get things started pretty quickly tonight because this may be a short stream because that's what I was going to say. This may be a short stream tonight because I have to be to work at 7 a.m. in the morning. I have to be in the office at my desk logged in at 7 a.m. So this may end up being a disappointingly short stream tonight. So there's spots here. Don't try to milk the timer. That's all I'm saying. Because I can't ignore the wheel command. Just so you guys know. I can't ignore it on occasion. And God knows I have done it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is time to get things started with the most inspirational. I forgot the tune. The Muppet Show tonight. Yes, I'm calling myself a Muppet. I'm calling myself a Muppet tonight. Alright, so we are going to get started quick, fast, and early tonight because, again, like I said, I have an early morning. It means I have to be up out of the door at... Yeah, it's the large amount. I don't refill it until it either goes empty or until Saturday, Red. There is the plane, the Mr. Baron figure, and the Joker mobile. But yeah, it's basically, if you guys clean me out on Saturday, I don't refill it unless it gets empty. It's basically, that's supposed to be a week's worth of prizes. That's what it's supposed to be. Doesn't always turn out that way, but that's what we try for. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with that, hello Jamelia, how you doing today? With that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first list of the evening. And our first list, and I gotta try to move this so I can see everything. Oop, not like that. I'm trying to get so I can see all the chats. There we go. So we are looking for heist movies. You should get half points. Why would you get half points? I'm just curious. And I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. No. No half points from... There are no half points for the question box. None, zilch, zero, nada. So, for tonight's first list, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for any movie that is about a heist. So we had the Italian Job come off. Oh, there were a lot of great ones I didn't use. There were a lot of great ones I did not use. And I will say, if you guys get all 10, I will be impressed. Because I think there are a couple up here that are very tough. There are a couple up here that I think are very, very, very tough. Out of Sight, Heat, Entrapment. That's one of my all-time favorite Connery movies. It really is. And Mrs. Fallen gets the Reservoir Dogs and I do have to put that on because we try to make it fair for everybody. I know you guys hate the fact when I put the timer on it, but I have to do it so that I can keep track of all the chats and both sides. Bandits! Ah, damn it! I was hoping that one didn't get caught. I was hoping Point Break was the one that kind of snuck through. But I kind of figured it wouldn't with all the Keanu Reeves stuff that's been going on lately. With whatever it was they did with Keanu, and was it Microsoft or Bethesda? How you doing, little French lady? In addition, folks, we have a brand new 4-letter word right up here. All right, you guys are letting this fall and take this out too much, just so you know. See, I thought this was going to take longer. I really thought this list was going to take longer. But you guys have already blown through 6 of them. Alright, I'm hoping these last, well, I'll say one of them is not hard. But I'll say a couple of them are. But I did figure 5 and 10 were going to be left. Masterminds. Not there. Hello, Allie. How you doing? Star Trek 6. Yeah, I'd count it. I would actually count it. And I say that because of one of these that are on here. I actually say that because of 2 of these that are on here, but we'll see. Snatch, the Badlanders, Thick as Thieves. So again, for this list, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for 4 remaining movies about a heist. I should say a heist or a robbery. I'll say heist or robbery. Or thievery. Or stealing. Or... See, that's why I would count it. That's why I would count it. Because they stole the ship. Because they heisted the ship. Damn it, Aaron, that was one of them. That was one of them. I was hoping nobody thought of. That was one I was hoping nobody thought of. See, that one I figured was coming off. I figured the sting would come off. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now we got 2 left. And I think I got you on these. We'll have to see. We got a lot of time left. The heist. Which is... I think that's still on Pluto. I think that one is still on Pluto. But yeah, like I said, we had 2 left that I figured we're going to be the last two. I really figured these two would be the last two. And there's a reason. Because most people won't think of them. But where was I? There was something I was going to say. All right, so what was it? Oh, I want some friends to play Apex. I want to play some more Apex in the future, just so you guys know. So if you're on the PS4, I'm told you, it's like I'm getting addicted to it. I'm not that good at it, but that's my thing for right now. At least until what's the one that's coming out that I want to see? I don't think there are any. But I want something that's not Fortnite. That's shooting and things like that. So that's what I'm going with. Snatch. One of the all-time great Guy Ritchie films. Absolutely love that one. And then there's one other one of theirs I love. And if you can figure out which one it is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That is one of the greats. That's one of the great heist movies. Is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Set it off. Robin Hood. Sexy Beast. I don't know that one, Aaron. Or you call me sexy. Well, thank you very much. Oh, and then we were joking at the office. You guys know how you guys say I sound like Tom Hanks, right? Well, one of my colleagues says, he's like, you know, they're right. But your laugh is more like Krusty the Clown. So I am now Tom Krusty the Clown Hanks. That's my new nickname, just so you know. He was coming, I figured he was. That's alright, Robert, I love you too. But I'm married. But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome those of you that are here to List Wits. We are one of the originals, if not the original, game show stream. Nope, Tower Heist is not up there, Allie. Tower Heist was somewhere around 20 or 21 on my list. Tower Heist was somewhere, it was like in the high 20s. Because there were a lot of movies about heists. You guys just happened to get through the first 8 really quick. Because I really thought Three Kings was going to last a while. Everything else, the first 7, I figured would come off pretty quick. I knew number 5 and I knew number 10 were going to be a little tougher. I knew those two were going to be tougher. But where was I? The Unusual Suspects. Aaron, are you watching from Bizarro World? I'm just asking. Because we know number 4 is The Usual Suspects. Oh, wait, point the right way. There we go. Number 4 is The Usual Suspects. I don't know about The Unusual Suspects. So I want to ask everybody, if you guys saw Microsoft's E3, yes, it was called the Asphalt Jungle. If you guys saw Microsoft's E3, quick change. I don't think I've ever seen that one yet. You guys know they're bragging about this 120 frames per second thing that they're claiming they're going to do. I gotta ask, who the hell has a TV that can broadcast at 120 frames a second? You guys do realize the human eye can only see about 60 or 75. I know. I'm like, I haven't watched most of it because Sony sat it out. I think it was a mistake on their part to sit it out. But I did catch part of the Xbox one. And they're bragging about Scarlet giving 120 frames a second. And I look back and I'm like, the human eye at max can do 60. Why the hockey sticks? Sorry, I almost went with the wrong word. Why the hockey sticks would you brag about something that humans can't keep up with? I'm not. I will be honest, I am not looking forward to the Avengers game. I just got this bad feeling about it. Now, see, Ronin, I loved Ronin. You want if I ever do a list about the movies with great car chases, and you know that'll be out there at some point, you know Ronin is going in there. I don't care what anybody says. Ronin has the best car chase scenes of any movie ever. Ever. Yeah, maybe they're making it for the aliens. But yeah, I'm serious. The human eye can only comprehend 60 frames a second. Or I think they say certain people can comprehend 80. Why would you brag about something that is going to be a total waste of computing power? I mean, it's going to be whatever they've got planned for Scarlet. And I wasn't thrilled with the Halo video. I really wasn't. That just stuck out in my head as to say, see what we can do. Not as though you're ever going to use it. It's almost as bad as everybody was getting on the 4K thing last year. You don't have that many 4K TVs in the world yet. At least not affordable 4K TVs. And you notice how fast they backed off of everything being 4K compatible. Yeah, but also, and like I said, we don't know because Sony is skipping E3. They're supposed to be going to PAX, I think. I think they're going to PAX. All Sony's got to say with the PS5 is it's PS4, PS3, PS2 compatible, and PS1 compatible. And I honestly think that's what they're doing. I can't say for sure, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, it was like, I really wish Sony had been there. I will say it was a mistake for Sony to skip it, but I get why they did. They did not force the developers to put together game engine demos. They didn't force them to do it. And I think that hurt them last year. Because if you remember last year, it was, this is the game engine demo for the game that'll be out in 2020 or late 2019. And I think Sony realized we're not going to put our big name developers, Rockstar, Take-Two, Ubisoft, and whoever else. We're not going to put them up. We're not going to put them at it. I will honestly say I don't see 500 quid or $500 being too much for the next console. I'm not going to be in any rush to go buy one. I mean, I will be honest, the PS4 was the only console I bought as soon as it came out, and that's just because my PS3 was dying. I'm going to say it will be Alley. They're another one. They basically told Polyphonic or whoever's doing it this year. I think Polyphonic's still doing it, right? They said no pressure. You don't have to show off anything early. We're not going to do our demonstration until PAX. So you got another 6 months to work on what you're working on. It's 6 months, right? June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, I think PAX is in November. So I think every developer is thanking Sony. The game players may not be, but I think every developer has said thank you, Sony. You're giving us 6 months to keep things under wraps and get some really good stuff out. Now, I noticed that Microsoft didn't talk about their, or if they did, I missed it. They didn't talk with their deal with Sony about the cloud, what was it, where everybody can get on the same game on the cloud. I noticed that was conspicuously absent from Microsoft's demonstration. I did notice that. Now, the group I feel sorry for is Bethesda. I don't know if you guys have known about or saw anything from Bethesda and their what's the word I'm looking for? Show, demonstration, whatever you want to call it. But whoever that idiot was in the crowd that kept cheering for every other line, if he wasn't a plant, he was an idiot. That's all I know. It was literally Bethesda guy would say something, you get mild applause, he'd say another line, woo woo, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm not gonna pretend. And it was like he could have said, the sky is blue. Woo! There's my Ric Flair impersonation, just so you know. So it was one of those, if he wasn't a plant for Bethesda, I feel sorry for them. And if he was a plant for Bethesda, they look like idiots. They really did. I honestly think they did for this guy. I have a feeling they had a couple of cheerleaders, but this was the only one that did it. Because there were a couple of times where the crowd kind of cheered, but this guy took it like too far. Now, I'm asking because I want to know, what was so special about the Keanu Reeves thing? Does anybody know? Because I didn't have time to, because the office was busy. Does anybody know what this Keanu Reeves thing was about? Something about him being Master Chief or something? Like I said, I want to know. Somebody enlighten me. This is one where I'm legitimately asking. This is one where I'm legit. Ah, damn you, Aaron. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I was hoping nobody got that one. I was hoping nobody got Ant-Man. Aaron, you get one free smack for that. Somebody give Aaron a swat for me. Now, like I said, you guys blew through the first 7 in about 6 minutes. Ant-Man took another 15. That's how good I feel about these last 2. Somebody wants a wheel spin. We have to give little French lady all her whammies back. And 50 more. And number 10 was Bad Santa. How'd you come up with those so close to one another, Aaron? How'd you come up with those like back to back to back? I want to know. I figured those 2 were going to last at least till another 10 minutes. I figured those 2 were going to last at least another 10 minutes. So we had The Italian Job, Inside Man, A Fish Called Wanda, The Usual Suspects with Kaiser Soze, Ant-Man, The Sting, Reservoir Dogs, Three Kings, Point Break, and Bad Santa. I think Aaron went on an IMDb list. That's what I think. I'm just saying. No, like I said, very nicely done, guys. All right, so with that, we load up 1 celebrity spot. We load up 1 one-player game slot. And we load up 1 small prize. Aaron and Fallen pretty much ran the list for the most part. Aaron had 5. Mrs. Fallen had 4. And Little French Lady had 1. And my D-Livers didn't get any this time. How could you guys? You guys drew a total blank on this one. Alright, so with that, we have to find out who gets the one-player game, who gets the vault shot, and who gets the small prize. And we are basically going to go Fallen, Aaron, Fallen, Aaron, Fallen, Aaron, Fallen, or Aaron, Fallen, Aaron, Fallen, Aaron, Fallen, so on and so forth. So we start with number 2, the Inside Man. And somebody gave Aaron an inside tip, and he got him a small prize out of it. Alright, Aaron. So with that, we have, and I gotta get over there and make sure the keyring is still there. If it hadn't fallen off again thanks to the cat. We have for you the dolphin statuette. We have the Finding Nemo set. We have the Max Comics, which I am not going to pull out because everything else is going to fall over. We have the Doctor Strange keyring. We have Tiger and Bunny rubber mascots. And like I said, I have no idea what's in these. I assume it's like one of these pairs of people. I assume. I have no clue. And we have Sleeping Beauty, Aurora. So with that, Aaron, which of those would you like? Nobody's cleaned me out, bros. It was... I don't restock it until Saturday unless it goes completely empty, and then I only like partially stock it for Thursday. Because there were only, I think I only had 6 larges up there Saturday. All right, Aaron says, give me Doctor Strange. And with that, you get Doctor Strange's keyring. This is the eye. And, let's see. Ah! Get back here, keyring. Give me a minute. Hi! But it is... I'm trying to see if I can get the label to come off. Nope, doesn't have it written on there. But that is the eye from Doctor Strange. And that will be going to Aaron. And where did I put Aaron's pile of stuff? Let me see, that's Chuck stuff. This was going to be a... This was going to be a me doing nothing but boxing stuff up, and you guys would have to sit back and watch me box your prizes. But then I'm like, no, I'm not even going to do that today. Alright, so I put Aaron's... Where did I put your stuff, Aaron? That's a good question. It's around here somewhere. I'll figure it out. What I'll do is I'll just drop this in another bag so that once I have it, I'll know where it is. I've got your bag. I got your because I know yours is an envelope and something else. And I just have to figure out what I did with it. It's around here somewhere. But we'll just put that right there. And I'll drop that back here for now. Very strange. I haven't, like I said, I got everything around here. I just have to find everything. Like I said, that was why I was gonna do nothing today, but like get on and do a boxing stream, so you guys could see what was going out. And this jacket is like burning up. I am burning up in this thing. It's got to come off. Ah! Whew! Alright, so with that, we now go to Mrs. Fallon, who did the Italian job and got nothing out of it. You got nothing out of the Italian job, Mrs. Fallon. You need better teammates. Then we turn our attention back over to Aaron and the Sting. And he got stunned with nothing. And then Mrs. Fallen talked to Mr. White, Mr. Yellow, Mr. Black, Mr. Brown, and gets our one-player game. So I have to go pick a one-player game for Mrs. Fallen because I did not pick one today. Let's do... Hello, Art. How you doing? So what we are going to do for Mrs. Fallen is she is going to play the Electric Company. So Mrs. Fallen will be playing the Electric Company. I am doing well. Like I said, I was going to do a stream where it was I was going to put a puzzle up there, and then you guys would see me like on the side, just like basically boxing stuff up. That I was going to like, okay, well this goes to Siri, this goes to Siri, this goes to Siri. And then when I got hers done, I'd go, this goes to show, this goes to show, and I was just going to leave like one puzzle right there in the middle. But I didn't have a really good hard one. Well, I do have one good hard one, but then Miss Fallen would leave because she would hate me. Alright, so this is how it works, Mrs. Fallen. Your goal is to light up to 24 light bulbs. Each switch between 1 and 10 will light up 1 to 10 light bulbs. It is not numerically in order. So 1 may light 6, 2 may light... yeah, because I've already given away the April O'Neil one. I don't remember who got April O'Neil. Now, if I go to the flea market Sunday, I'm going to look for a lot of loose figures. I think that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for 1 or 2 good prizes, and I'm going to look for a lot of smalls to go with the Happy Meal stuff, because I've got so many Happy Meals packs that I really got to start putting those out. All right, so Mrs. Fallen, your goal is to light up to 24 light bulbs. All right? Now here's the catch. If you light 24 of them and not the 25th, I'll give you a large prize. If you light 23 of them, I'll give you a small prize. If I do 22 of them, I will give you a vault shot plus 1 number. If you do 21 of them, I'll give you a straight vault shot. All right, so your key is that top row. That is your key. If you stop on the second row, because if, for instance, if you get to light bulb number 20, or not 20, if you get to light bulb 16, that's where you start getting in danger, because a 10 will put you over. Or 15, sorry. So that second row, I'll give you 25 whammies for each light bulb. All right? So with that, Mrs. Fallen, I need you to pick the first switch that you would like me to flip. All right, we're going to go with switch number 4, and you have lit up 2 light bulbs. That's all, 2. All right, so none of the other buttons will light up 2 bulbs. So what switch would you like now? Now just remember, once you get to number 16, you can stop at any time. Now you have to keep track of how many bulbs each switch has thrown. I don't keep track of that. Alright, switch number 8. Ooh, lit up 10 bulbs. Switch number 8 lit up 10 bulbs, which is a very good thing, because now there are no switches with 10 light bulbs in them. So officially, a 1 through a 4 is safe. Yeah, well, actually, 1 to 4 is safe. All right, switch number 2 lights up. 7 bulbs. All right, now you have a decision. Right now, I will give you 100 whammies because you lit up 4 bulbs on the whammy row. There are still 7 switches out there. That means you would have to throw a switch that is 5 or less. 5 or less. If you light up bulb 25, you get nothing. So I will give you 100 whammies right now not to throw any more switches. Now again, there's a switch in there with, you've only thrown 3, and you know how many were in those 3. Oh, you're going to go for it. All right, so you're going to go for switch number 6. We're hoping this lights up 5 bulbs. That's all we want, is 5 bulbs. If it lights up 5 bulbs, I will give you one of the larges that are still up there. It lit up 4 bulbs, which means I will give you 150 whammies and a small prize right now, Mrs. Fallen. There are 6 bulbs left. One of them lights up 1 bulb. Anything else, and you've lit up bulb 25. Now you got a decision to make. She's like, I'm going to gamble. All right, I promised you 150 whammies. I don't know, because if it does more than 1, it will light up all of them. So I don't know what number it would do. If it only lights up 1, then it would be the right one. All right. So with that, Mrs. Fallen, which of the remaining small prizes would you like? So again, we've got the dolphin statue, we have the Finding Nemo set, the Max Comics, Billy and Bunny, I think it is, and Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. I think it's Aurora. Is it Aurora in Sleeping? Yeah, it's Aurora in Sleeping Beauty. All right, the comics it is. See, I thought somebody would have wanted the Dolphins by now. I really thought somebody would have wanted the Dolphins by now. So with that, you now get from Max Comics, U.S. War Machine. You'll get Kahija Max and Max Ride from James Patterson. So those will be going into Mrs. Fallen's box over here. This is Aaron's box, I think. I found your box, Aaron. I found your box. I put yours in there. I'll put your keyring in your box. Alright, just for funsies, Mrs. Fallen said number 10. Mrs. Fallen said number 10. Let's see if she lit up 2 or 1 bulbs. If you had picked number 10, you would have blown the circuit and lit up 25 bulbs. And again, I have no clue which ones are which. The computer chooses them completely at random. And unfortunately, I cannot reset the lights. As much as I want to, I can't reset them. She's like, damn it, I knew I should have tried one more time. I knew I should have tried one more time. Alright, so with that, we get ourselves back over to the list board. And we find out who now gets a shot at the vault. Is it Aaron? No, it's not Aaron. You only like that one better because you have better luck at that one. I actually like the community chest one better. I actually like the community chest one. Is it a fish? Wait. A fish called Wanda. That doesn't work. It is not Mrs. Fallen's. Is it Aaron's? Ant-Man. It is not Ant-Man. He did not sneak in and steal the suit for the win. Is it Point Break for Mrs. Fallen? It is Mrs. Fallen's Point Break, which means Mrs. Fallen gets to take 1 number off the vault. So with that, Mrs. Fallen, which row would you like me to pull the incorrect number from? Row 2 it is. We take out of the white row the 5. All right, Mrs. Fallen, with that, we need the 4-digit number that you think is opening the vault. All right, we are going to go 2, 6, 4, 0. We lock that in. And we hear... We hear the sad trombones. Yet again. Alright. No luck on that one. Alright, so now comes my question. We don't have a lot of people on the channel tonight. Or at least, according to the counters, we don't. So the question would be, what game do you guys want to do tonight? What game is the preference. Like I said, right now I think we only got about 5, maybe 6 people on at most. So I don't think we're going to have a lot of participation in terms of numbers. So first and foremost, I gave serious thought to doing Cluedo. I gave serious thought to Cluedo tonight. We only have 3 people. We have 3 active participants for Cluedo. So my first question is, who's interested in whatever game we choose? And that will determine which game we choose. All right, that. All right, give me 1 minute to check my animations for the rules. And like I said, tonight was going to be a short night, just to let you guys know. So bear with me 1 second while I get the rule page set up. All right, so we have Art, Rose, and Mrs. Fallen, as they were the first 3 to volunteer. Now, I will say, if somebody else is interested, I will bump some of my regulars. I always prefer first-timers, but we don't always require it. And I could always do it by wheel status, where we could just say, it'd be basically first 3 people got no prizes or something would be it, but we will go with what we have. All right, so give me 1 minute while I'm waiting for my wheel to disappear. There we go. And I think I have to resize this just a smidge, so bear with. There we go. I think that gets it right. I hope. So I'm going to let the rules run for a minute, so you guys follow the rules real quick while I take care of something I need to do. dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so bear with me 1 minute because I'm going to put Rose's name on this box so I know where it's at. There's your box at the moment, bros. I think it's a little bigger than I needed, but I don't have a good small one or smaller one for your stuff. Because the Reds boxes are going to be huge. Spots are medium. Trances are medium. And I think one of those is Twisted. So it's actually larger than I actually need in it for space. But the next smallest one I have is too small. That much I do know. I had your stuff sitting in like a really thin box, but everything was threatening to fall over, and the cat had actually gotten back there, and she threatened to like knock yours over, so I had to get that one moved and out of the way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time for the clue game. All right, so we're going to put Art as Detective 1, Rose as Detective 2, and Mrs. Fallen as Detective number 3. All right, so this is how it works. We're going to show you a question. There are 3 possible answers to the question. It's basically a race. Whoever picks first, that's their answer. If they get it right, they will get to choose either the room, the weapon, or the person they think did the murder. You get points if it is not a Cluedo. You get 100 points for the first Cluedo, and then all the points between the first Cluedo and the second Cluedo are doubled. Then the second Cluedo is worth 200 points, and then the points again are doubled. And then the third Cluedo is worth 300 points. Once the third Cluedo is found, the game is over. All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we start you off with question number 1. This country allowed bullfighting to continue, but not the killing of the bulls. This country allowed bullfighting to continue, but did not allow for the killing of the bulls. We have Spain, Mexico, and Portugal. All right, Rose is in first with Spain. Is it Spain? No, it is not Spain. So Art and Mrs. Fallen, you may choose between Mexico and Portugal. Mrs. Fallen says it's Portugal. Is it Portugal? It is Portugal. It was indeed Portugal. All right, so that means Mrs. Fallen will choose from these 6 suspects. Mrs. Fallen, was it Mrs. White, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, Miss Peacock, Mr. Green, or Miss Scarlet? Who was our murderer, Mrs. Fallen? Was it Colonel Mustard? No, it was not Colonel Mustard. But with that, Mrs. Fallon scores 40 points on the board. And I needed to stopwatch this. Play. All right, everybody is back in. Here is question number 2. The final frontier may be space on Star Trek, but pioneers in America called what the last frontier? Was it Seward's Folly, the Land of the Midnight Sun, or the Golden State? The final frontier may be space on Star Trek, but pioneers in America called what the last frontier? All right, Ark in first. It says it was Seward's Folly. Was it Seward's Folly? No, it was not. Mrs. Fallon says the last frontier was the Golden State. Was it the Golden State? No, which means Bros gets it. It was the Land of the Midnight Sun. They called the Land of the Midnight Sun the last frontier. So with that, Bros, you get to choose a murder suspect. So was it Miss White, Miss Peacock, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, or Professor Plum? And I'm going to do one more thing. There. All right. He says it was Miss Scarlet. Was it Miss Scarlet? No, it was not. And it's another 40 points off the board for Bros. And with that, we reveal the next question. What are you imbibing if the letters VSOP are on the bottle? What are you imbibing if the letters VSOP are on the bottle? Is it whiskey, cognac, or scotch? What are you imbibing if the letters VSOP are on the bottle? Bros says it's scotch. Is it scotch? It is not scotch. Mrs. Fallon says it's cognac. Is it cognac? It is. It is my favorite adult beverage. It is indeed cognac. VSOP is a classification level. I want to say VSOP is very smooth on palate, I think. And it's basically, if it's a smooth enough cognac, it gets those letters. I think. I may have it wrong. It's been a while since I've had this question up. Alright, so with that, Mrs. Fallon gets to choose the murder weapon. So Mrs. Fallon, did you kill him with the revolver, the rope, the poison, the knife, the axe, or the lead pipe? Which weapon? We are going to go with the knife. Was it the knife? No, it was not the knife, but it was a 30-point knife to give Mrs. Fallon 70 points on the board. And with that, we go to question number 4. Which oil-rich nation's royal family owned the Bel Air Hotel in Los Angeles, the Dorchester Hotel in London, and the Plaza Affine in Paris? which oil-rich nation's royal family owned the Bel Air Hotel in Los Angeles, the Dorchester in London, and the Plaza Affine in Paris? I need the full response, Mrs. Fallen. If it's multiple choice, you have to give me the full word. Partials do not count. All right, Bros says it is Brunei. Was it Brunei? It was! The royals of Brunei owned all three of those. All right, so with that, Fallen, or not Fallen, Bros, in which room did the murder take place? Was it done in the library? Oh, wait a minute. You know what's missing? Oh, I can't put on the bowler hat because it's green. Was it done in the kitchen? Maybe it was done in the hall. Maybe it was done in the ballroom, the dining room, or maybe somebody took their final shot in the billiard room. Bros, which of those 6 rooms? Bros says it took place in the kitchen. It took place in the kitchen, which means Bros scores 100 points, and we have had our first Cluedo. All right, now, remember this, that all point values for non-Cluedos are doubled. All right? Now, just to remind you, it's whoever has the highest score once all 3 of the murder objects are found. All right, so just remember that. Highest score still wins. If there's a tie, Bros right now has the tiebreaker because he's got one of the Cluedos. All right? Here is your next question. Which U.S. State's Department of Criminal Justice was the first to post last meal requests of death row inmates on its website? Which U.S. State's Department of Criminal Justice was the first to post last meal requests of death row inmates on its website? Art was in first. Was it Tejas? It was Tejas. I don't know why they'd want to post that. I have no clue whatsoever. All right, Art, this is a room question. Now, we already know the Cluedo is gone, so you're playing for double points. So you want something that's got like 60 points to it. I think it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Nope. It has definitely got Art first on Restream, Fallen. So, Art, which room would you like to investigate? Maybe you'll find an extra clue. All right, we are going to the library for 50 points, bringing Art up to 100. And just like that, Art is right back in the game. All right, the next question on the board. What city does Auntie Entity rule in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? What city does Auntie Entity rule in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? Is it Gasville, Bartertown, or Swap City? Mrs. Fallen says it's Swap City. Is it Swap City? No, it is not Swap City. Art says it's Bartertown. Is it Bartertown? I think it is. It is indeed Bartertown. Up, and we have another room for you, Art. Now, the good news is this could put you in the lead. Which room would we like to investigate? We have the hall, the ballroom, the dining room, and the billiard room. But yeah, you guys remember when they're in the cage? This is Bartertown, or Bartertown, or I forget how she says it. Alright, we investigate the ballroom for another 80 points, and that puts Art in the lead. But we still have 2 Cluedos left, and those 2 Cluedos make up a lot of points. The next question. You probably know Stephen Hawking's bestseller, A Brief History of Time. But can you name his sequel book? You probably know Stephen Hawking's bestseller, A Brief History of Time. But can you name his sequel book? Was it Space, Never Final, The Universe in a Nutshell, or A Long Time Coming? And Mrs. Fallen says, it's The Universe in a Nutshell. Is it The Universe in a Nutshell? It is. And we are stuck on room questions. Wow. All right, Mrs. Fallen. We have the hall, the dining room, and the billiard room. You're looking for a 60-point room, if there is one. So, Mrs. Fallen, which room would you like? The billiard room. And the billiard room is worth 50 points to give you another 100, putting you back in second place. So just like that, it flips. Ark was sitting at 0, shot up to 180. Mrs. Fallen back in second, and Bros bringing up the rear with 140. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question. What professional sports league set an all-time primetime low for TV sports with a 1.5 rating for a 2001 game? Was it the World Football League? Was it the XFL? Or was it the Arena Football League? All right, Bros says it was the XFL. Was it the XFL? It was indeed. And Bros, it's a weapons question, which means there is a Cluedo up here. This is a 200-point Cluedo. We have the revolver, the rope, the poison, the axe, or the lead pipe. And poor Lucille's like, I want to be in there. I'm a murder weapon. All right, Bros says it was the poison. Was it the poison that did Mr. Body in? No, and it's only a 10-point question. So that gives Bros 20 points. But it is a very, very close game, ladies and gentlemen. There are 20 points total, separating first and third with one Cluedo found. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next question. How far did Bern Heinrich run in a 24-hour marathon run in 1983? Did he run 182 miles and 1,111 yards? Did he run 156 miles and 1,388 yards? Or did he run 204 miles and 1,244 yards? And Mrs. Fallen says, we'll split the difference and say he made 182. Did he make 182 miles? No, he did not. Art says it's 156 miles. Did he make 156 miles? He did indeed. He made 156 miles. And with that, we are looking for another weapon. All right, Art. We have the revolver. We have the rope. We have the axe. And then we have the lead pipe. Which weapon did end Mr. Body? The rope. Did the rope do in Mr. Body? It was the rope. And that means Art scores 200 points. And we have found the second Cluedo. All right. So, Bros and Mrs. Fallen are wanting weapon and room questions to pop up. Art is wanting suspect questions. Nope, I will take that back. Because if I remember rightly, the third Cluedo is 400 points. If I remember rightly. So Art wanting a little bit of breathing space. In what fictional town, oh God, do kids adore Terrence and Phillip, a TV show of bathroom humor? And if you guys don't get this one, shame on you. In what fictional town do kids adore Terrence and Phillip, a TV show of bathroom humor? It is South Park. How that one snuck in there, I have no clue. All right, Mrs. Fallen. Oh, it is a suspects question. If I remember rightly, if you can find the Cluedo, Mrs. Fallen, it's 400 points and the win. It's fictional. All right, their version is fictional. So, Mrs. Fallen, can you find the Cluedo? Is it Mrs. White? No, it is not Mrs. White. But that is 60 points for Mrs. Fallen. All right, so it tripled the score, so it's 300 for the Cluedo. The Cluedo is 300. I had to think about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The next question on the board. What simple title did Sebastian Younger pick for his book on smoke jumpers battling a blaze in Idaho? What simple title did Sebastian Younger pick for his book on smoke jumpers battling a blaze in Idaho? Was it Wildfire, Inferno, or Fire? And Mrs. Fallen in first and says it's Fire. Is it Fire? It is Fire. And it is a room question, which means Mrs. Fallen, this is for points. If there's a 50 up there, you have tied Ark. But Ark and Bros each have 1. So, Mrs. Fallen, is it the hall or the dining room for the most points possible? The dining room. And the dining room is worth 120 points to put Miss Fallen at 350. All right, so again, The Cluedo is 300, so bros, you are still in this. The next question on the board. Humphrey Bogart died soon after completing which of these movies? The Caine Mutiny, The Harder They Fall, or Beat the Devil? Humphrey Bogart died soon after completing which of these movies? Was it The Caine Mutiny, The Harder They Fall, or Beat the Devil? Mrs. Fallon says it's The Harder They Fall. Is it The Harder They Fall? It is. And with that, hello, Assassin. How are we doing? You have your choice of the revolver, the axe, or the lead pipe. And again, this is only a point one, but it puts you in the lead if it is not a 10-point question or 10-point choice. All right, we are going to go with the axe. And the axe is worth 20 points, giving Mrs. Fallon 60 and putting her at 410. All right, the next question on the board. This state had the first compulsory automobile insurance. This state had the first compulsory automobile insurance. Was it Michigan, Massachusetts, or New York? Art says it's Michigan. Was it Michigan? No! Mrs. Fallon says it's New York. Was it New York? No, it was Massachusetts. Oh, look at this, Fallon. It's a suspects question. We know this is where the Cluedo is sitting. It is a 300-point Cluedo. If you can find the Cluedo right now, bros, you've won the game. We have Professor Plum, Miss Peacock, or Mr. Green. Who's our murderer? Who is our murderer? Is it Mr. Green for the win? Oh, it's not. 30 points gives Bros 90 to put him at 250 points. It's still anybody's. It is still anybody's. And the next question on the board. How many nanometers are there in a micron? How many nanometers are there in a micron? Is it 10,000, 1,000, or 1 million? How many nanometers are there in a micron? All right, Mrs. Fallon says 1 million. Is it 1 million? It is not 1 million. Ark says it's 10,000. Is it 10,000? No, it's Bros getting it with 1,000 points. Unfortunately, Bros, it's a weapons question, so you can only get points off of this. So we are looking for the revolver or the lead pipe. But how you doing today, Assassin? Hope you're having fun. All right, we're going to go with the revolver. For 40 points or another 120, giving Bros 370 points. All right, so this is still close. This is anybody's game. The next question. What is unique to each mountain gorilla, much like human fingerprints? What is unique to each mountain gorilla, much like human fingerprints? Is it the color of their fur? Is it the number of wrinkles on their face? Or the number of times they beat their chest? I think that's supposed to be face, but I'll give it to you on that one, Mrs. Fallen. Mrs. Fallen says it's the wrinkles on their hand. Is it the wrinkles on their hand? Or it's wrinkles on their noses. Okay, it's their noses. It is indeed the number of wrinkles on their nose. No two gorillas have the same, what do they call it, ringlets? No two have the same. Uh-oh. So, Mrs. Fallen, it's a 50-50 shot for you to win this game right now. Is it Professor Plum or is it Miss Peacock? Again, the only Cluedo we don't have is the suspect. That means this either wins the game or Mrs. Fallen's going to go screaming in agony. So, Mrs. Fallen, who are we accusing? Mrs. Peacock or Professor Plum? We are going to go with Miss Peacock. Is it Miss Peacock for the third and final Cluedo? No, it's not. So we know the last Cluedo is behind Professor Plum. So we are basically looking for the next suspect's question. And the next question is, you're Gilligan, stuck on an island. What would you like to see come rescue you? An arbutus, a proscenium, or a caravel? You're Gilligan, stuck on the island. What would you like to see come rescue you? Mrs. Fallen says it's a caravel. Is it the caravel? It is. The caravel is the only one of the three that is a boat. Arbutus, I think, is a sea mammal. And I don't remember what the other one is. And guess what? It's the suspect's question. Which means, Mrs. Fallen, who are we accusing? And we cannot accuse Bros of murder because he's not up there. Is it Professor Plum? It is Professor Plum for the third and final Cluedo. And with that, Mrs. Fallen takes it. Mrs. Fallen takes it with the third Cluedo, giving her 300 points for a grand total of 740. And Bros got Cluedo number 1, Art got Cluedo number 2, Mrs. Fallen got Cluedo number 3. The third Cluedo is almost always the key. I think the only time I've ever run the Cluedo game, it was one person had such a huge lead that the third Cluedo didn't make a difference. I think I've only had one game that was like that. And I think it was Sari, Mark, and Chris. Or no. It was Mark, Emery's, and Turtle, I think. And it was literally Mark had blown so far out of the lead with the score that by the time Turtle and Chris had started catching up, it was just too late. So congratulations to Mrs. Fallen, who now gets her choice of the 3 items that are left on the shelf. So Mrs. Fallen, would you like the tornado airplane? Would you like Mr. Barron, aka Samuel L. Jackson with white hair? Or would you like the Joker mobile? Which of those 3 would you like? The Joker Mobile it is. And that means, right, I don't knock everything over again. The Joker Mobile is now going to Mrs. Fallen. This came out of Batman comic number 37. That's where that actually came from. And I'm probably going to try to get some more of these because I think I got one Batman. I think I got one Batman Automobilia left. All right, so that goes in Mrs. Fallen's other box over there. But yeah, that came down. That is the Eagle Moss one. And like I said, that's where I got all my chess pieces from. I would buy Batmobile, the Batmobile Automobilia like crazy at one point because I could get them for like $5 a piece. The Star Trek ships I can't get for that cheap. I would love to, but that's never going to happen because those are staying expensive for some reason. All right, guys. So like I said, it's going to be a short night tonight. Yeah, I know. I think Fallen won one of them from me. I think Fallen won. Now, wait a minute. He put one of the Batmobiles in the nerd... Because I sent him one from the nerd box. That was one of the things I put in there. That I do remember. What'd you do? You take the Batmobile I sent Fallen and put it back in the box? That's because that's where I did. I remember one of them. Fallen, you were supposed to keep everything that came in the nerd box, and you had to keep it, and then load it up with new stuff. I remember that because I asked Nerdy, like, because I wasn't sure it was, okay, so do I keep everything in the box, or do I, like, leave something for somebody else? But yeah, I know, because I remember putting one of the Batmobile cars in there. There was the Batmobile car, and the shirt, the poker chips, the Mighty Duck figures. We have a lot of Batman stuff. Oh, bang! It's like basically I throw this in the nerd box for you for Fallen, and then I threw something in for you, and then threw something in for the kids, and Fallen just throws the one I put in their bag. Thanks, bro. But yeah, I do remember that because I remember that's why I put the Batman stuff in there. I remember that's why I put the Batman stuff in there because he was on a big Batman collectible thing. I do remember that. That's why I get into poker chips because the poker chips I thought were the best thing. They were 2 tiny poker chips for Wayne Casino. And I know he still better have those. If he doesn't, I'm going to come up to the farm and I'm going to clobber him. Just so he knows that. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, you had to figure out what the person you were sending it to liked. And it was like, that was an obvious 2 things. I'm trying to remember what I put in there for you. What did I put in there for you? Because that took me a while to figure out. I know the kids got the Mighty Ducks because Mrs. Fallen yelled at me because they were leaving them around. And I still have one other one somewhere. I don't know where the other one is. I kept one because I had one of them was a duplicate. So I kept one of them for myself. But I remember because I sent it to her, and then after they got the box, she was ready to kill me. Was it the Tigers? It might have been the Tigers. It might have been the Tigers. Because you were hard to figure out. Because it's like, this is not just a nerd box for one person. This is a nerd box for a mini nerd circle. That much I remember. But yeah, I remember Miss Fallen was ready to kill me. Because it was, they would race the ducks and then leave them. And I get on Instagram. Oh, and the poker chip for you too. Alright, well there's one for you and one for you, so it's a matching set. I think that's why I actually got both of them. I think that was why I got both of them. Because it was like, it was matching set. And he didn't have the whole, there was like 5 of them originally, but he only had 2 of them at the show. But yeah, it was funny because you guys don't know this. It's like I sent her sent the Fallens the box, and I get a message on Instagram, and it's like, Listy, you're dead. That was pretty much the message. Is I'm dead. And I'm like, what did I do? And it's like, the ducks are everywhere. But it was hilarious. And I broke up laughing when she put that, or whichever one of the 2 of them had sent me that message. Because I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know where my other one is. My other one's around here somewhere. I just have to find it. Just like I said, I got one, because I had 4 of them, and one I kept for myself. Just so it's like I'm part of the family now, because now they can't get rid of me without getting rid of the ducks. All right, guys. So like I said, tonight's going to be a short show because again, I got to be at work at 7 in the morning. So we're wrapping things up tonight. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed themselves. Like I said, come on, Streamlabs, fix your damn counter so I know how many people I can say bye to. But we will be back on Thursday. I got a lot of file cleaning to do between now and then because you guys basically did very little with the Beat the Pack game, so I got to find like some replacements there. And we went through 16 out of 18 questions on the Clue game, or Cluedo game. You know, Cluedo. We use the English label. So with that, guys, we're going to wish you guys a very good night. And I am going to go see, give me 1 minute, who's on Twitch that you guys can raid. I can't do raids on DLive because I don't have enough viewers or people yet, but that'll come around. Let's go raid. Oh, I see who we're going to go raid. I see who we're going to go raid. Alright, guys. Like I said, hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. Like I said, if you guys are nervous about being on and participating, don't be. Because nobody will make fun of you for losing. Nobody makes fun of you for winning. It's all in good fun. And, again, it's all for the prizes. Everybody likes prizes, right? So with that, guys, we will see you guys on Thursday. And as we always say, you can exercise the body. Absolutely the right thing to do. Make sure you exercise the little gray cells. Because without these, the rest of it is not worth a thing. So we will see you guys on Thursday. And make sure you guys hang around for the raid.